Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Aisyah Nasution, and I'm from the 7th grade MTsS DMP DINIYAH Padang Panjang. Alhamdulillah, thanks to this chance given by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, I would like to talk about the impact of violent video games on human behavior, and do these type of games lead to real-life violence? Well, first of all, what is a video game? A video game is an interactive electronic game that is made to entertain players. You can play this game online or offline using a console, PC, or portable device. You can also play this game by yourself or with your offline or online friends. From sport games to adventure games to racing games to role-playing games, there are a lot of many different types of video games. And these games have been developing and are still developing to this day. Because, say, for example, 3D games were barely a thing a few years ago. But today, almost every single gamer is playing this type of game. And as of 2019, the average time of video games being played per week was 7.11 hours. So, as the video game industry keeps growing, the concern for those who play video games grow as well, especially because many among those players are children, and because some of those games are violent video games. Now, that is why I would like to bring this matter into discussion. So, since our personality influences how we think and behave, how a person responds to a video game depends on how they interpret it in their mind. So this interpretation can turn into positive impact and also negative impact. For the positive impact, some researchers say violent video games can improve your vision, can increase your self-esteem, and can also improve your social skills. But in my opinion, there are more and better ways to earn these positive impacts rather than playing video games. And despite these benefits or positive impacts that I've mentioned, there are a lot of negative impacts. Say, for example, there is this teenager, and this teenager plays a certain violent video game with a specific aim. And to reach this aim, it takes quite some time and a lot of preparation. So this teenager makes a lot of effort in this game. This teenager buys the latest updates, buys the latest weapons, moves, buys coupons, vouchers, watches tutorials, just so that the outcome of this game will reach his or her satisfaction level. In the end, the game does not reach their satisfaction level, or in other words, they didn't win this game. So this teenager naturally feels frustrated, and this frustration, some people can handle it, some people cannot. And this is where the problem starts. Gamers who cannot handle their frustration because of losing a game. This frustration leads to violence because some cases have reported that people who get frustrated because of not winning the game ends up hurting or breaking or destroying things near them. Some cases have also reported hurting people near them. And some cases have reported killing people near them. And this does not only apply to teenagers, but also young adults and children. And children, that is also why there is age restrictions in violent video games, and those restrictions must be followed. If not, children who are underage will see unsuitable content for them, such as graphics in the video game, like people dying, people getting hurt, violence, and lots of aggressive pictures or videos. And that is also why one of my reasons why video games can lead to violence. But I'm not necessarily saying that all violent video game players end up having aggressive or violent behaviors. I'm just saying because some researchers have heard from the gamers themselves that after playing such games, they end up having violent or aggressive thoughts, which can lead to violent behaviors. So to conclude this matter, I would say that playing video games is a good way to entertain yourself. But when it comes to violent video games, I would not recommend that. If you would like to try playing a violent video game, make sure that game is of your age. You set yourself a limit of time playing that game, and you set aside time to play other things in the real world or do other things that outside those screens, because there's a lot of other meaningful things we can do in life other than playing video games. That is all from me. I'm Aisyah Nurfaizana Sutia. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.